Let's
Ready.
go. Let's do this.
All right. I would love to say greetings and welcome to everyone here. Thank you for hopping on our live webinar, our second webinar of the month, so far. Woo! Yeah, so today's webinar is very important, and I have a question for you all. What is your vision? Does anyone have a vision here? You don't? Raise your hand. Hi, Doug. Thanks for tuning in. So for starters, I want to just introduce myself. I will be your host for tonight. I won't be as chatty as much because these lovely ladies here, my partners, my superwoman in crime, will be doing most of the value talking and sharing. So do have a pen and paper like what Velda did. Make sure you're fully prepared and you're listening closely. And yeah, sit back, relax, and do enjoy. So my name is Ria. I'm originally from Angola in Southwest Africa, but I'm currently studying here at Penn State University doing biology. So it's been like 4 years now. So far, I've been here in my senior year. So I want to, sorry, someone was calling me. I had to turn that off. Okay. So I want to move on to showcasing a video from our other fellow superwoman, Victorious. Unfortunately, she was not able to make this webinar. She is currently residing in Kenya, so the time difference is 6 hours. But she did take the time to record her own video and share like her own golden nuggets to do with vision, having a vision board, and how it has changed her life and how she has implemented it in her life and her work and everything of that. So I am going to share my screen right now, so you can hear it. I want to make sure I'm not muted first of all. Okay, I'm not. Good. Can you guys all hear me? Good. Okay, cool. Please let me know if you can hear the video.
Nairobi, very excited.
Okay, let me just start all over. The volume is really low. Okay, gotta play it.
Hi, everyone, superwomen, supermen out there. This is Victorious, all the way from Kenya, Nairobi. Very excited and very happy to be coming to you at this hour, just to add value to the people we care about, people that we think about and pray for. And this hour, I am truly honored to be with these women, to join you guys and join the whole world in adding value into our lives. And we want to talk about vision. One of the greatest teachers who ever walked on earth, whoever lived, one of the greatest teachers that I follow so much, say that my people perish for lack of vision. So tonight, as we dive into this wonderful topic, I would urge you to take a pen and paper, be attentive, be keen, and listen to each and everything. Do not allow any distractions, because my friends, I want to say this. This webinar is going to change your life. This webinar is going to touch your life like nothing has ever touched your life. So this hour, get ready, guys. Get ready. These women are full of fire. They are on fire. They are full of love, excited. They are joyful just to touch your lives in a very positive way. These women right here, I are very ready. They have been working on this webinar for the last few weeks. Why? They are passionate about changing the lives of fellow women. They are passionate about seeing the world a better place. They are passionate about leaving the world a better place. And so as we talk about vision tonight, get excited. If you don't have a vision, you're going to know how to have a vision today. And if your vision is taking long to manifest, don't worry. Tonight, you're going to know how to do this. These women are full of fire, and they are ready to empty themselves just to see you grow and to have a vision. So I just want to say this. One of the greatest teachers who ever lived on earth, his name is Jesus. I follow his teachings a lot. They have made me who I am. He says, my people die. They perish because of lack of vision. So tonight, as we dive into this topic, I just want to pause and ask you, do you have a vision? If you don't, why don't you have a vision? Because you know vision is what drives you. Vision makes you wake up at the middle of night. Vision will keep you going no matter how tough the road is, no matter how bumpy the road is. Now vision will keep you strong. Now vision will keep you at your toes until you see yourself in that vision. Vision drives us into our destiny. So this hour, as you ask yourself, what is my vision actually? Where are you headed to? Where are you here? As you answer those questions in your mind, I want to urge you to take a pen and paper and start writing down what do you think your vision is. And by the end of this webinar, as all these women add value into your lives in regards to vision, you will go home a different person and your life will start afresh. And never be afraid to start afresh. I've done that so many times. We have things we call vision boards, visualization. I do this all the time. Vision is what will make this world a better place. So I want to ask each one of us to start having vision board as these women come into your lives today and teach you how to do vision board, to do a 3D vision board. I do my vision board. I used to do them a long time ago, but I gave up along the way. But as I met these powerful women, they made me come back to doing it. But I have never, ever stopped visualization. And I can assure you, as you'll hear some testimony about visualization from some of my friends here, I visualized myself into a place where I'm living today. And guess what? I also visualize myself into a place where I'm moving at the end of the month. I'm moving houses, friends. And this is a result of visualization. Another example is I kept visualizing myself having an international interviewer interviewing me. I will not mention names today, but guess what? Just last week, actually this week, the beginning of this week, I got my mentor from Rome interviewing me right from Rome, and I'm right here in Nairobi. So you see, visualization is very important. Vision is very important. At the end of the day, whatever it is that you visualize will come to pass. And this is how I do my visualization. Every morning when I wake up, before I dash out of the bed, I first of all begin my day with great gratitude. I totally love that. And I have learned how to do it and I've mastered it. I cannot do any other thing. In fact, sometimes I'm woken. I am awoken by a voice that tells me, wake up, it's time to be grateful, to give your gratitude. And I do that. And I'm grateful for everything. The good, the bad, and the ugly. They are all part of the process. And so I wake up and I do my gratitude. And the second thing I do is visualization. I visualize myself owning my private jet, owning a city. I visualize myself driving the best, one of the best cars I ever wanted. Having the best of everything I ever want. I visualize, and the feeling is awesome. I feel it. I actually do feel it, because one thing I have learned is that the law of attraction does not work without positive beliefs and positive actions. And so you know what I do? I visualize. Even the business I'm doing right now, I had visualized it, and it has come to pass, and I'm excited because everything is getting into alignment. You know? And so, guys, vision is important. So I visualize myself. I visualize having a great day, meeting with great people, and I end up doing that. And the feeling that you have when you're visualizing is the most important feeling, because you feel like you're already into that. So you get into your future before it actually manifests physically. So guys, I really, 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 really urge you to do vision boards. Have a vision. Let this vision drive you. Let this vision make you get there, no matter how things are. Vision. If you don't have a vision, you'll definitely perish. You'll perish physically. You will perish spiritually, that's for sure. You will perish socially and economically. So it is time you start having a vision if you didn't have one. And if your vision had died because of the challenges that we face, it is time today, starting from this minute, revive your vision. Because at the end of it, you will totally and surely manifest your visions. I have manifested some of my visions, some I have not manifested. I learned about visualization when I watched the movie called The Secret. It's a movie I can recommend to everyone, and I read the book as well, and it has changed my life. And today, I owe some of the things to that book. And now I'm even going to do it better because I have more clarity on how visualization works. In fact, now I am learning on 3D vision board. It's what I'm working on. And I'm so grateful to these wonderful women who have totally also helped me in coming back into vision boards. So guys, vision is very key to reaching your full potential, to reaching to your destiny. So guys, I just want to stop there and start dreaming again. Dream again, visualize again, visualize. The best time to visualize for me, and I hope it works for you too, it is very early in the morning before you do anything else, because you'll even have a very beautiful day and you'll have very high vibrations, you know what I mean? And you will walk with very, very high and positive energy because you already feel like you're already in your future. So guys, keep visualizing and you will manifest your dreams. That is for sure, and that is given. Thank you so much for listening. I hope I've added value. And you know what? Let's do this. Let's change the world. Let's visualize a very, very wonderful world together, because it is possible. I love you guys. Peace out.
All right, let me just stop sharing. Okay, good. Ooh. So ladies, what you saw there was one of our female teammates, Victoria's, part of our Superwoman group. Yeah, I'm sure all of us have had like so much value from her testimonial, her story, her background. Yeah, it was just so powerful. And like, you know, thanks to these ladies here, they're all going to add the same value to you all and show you the exact structure of how to put together your vision board, how to stay consistent in envisioning your vision, and how to be emotionally connected to that, and also explaining further in depth the importance of having a vision. So my next guest here will be Angeline Castantino. And yeah, I'm giving you the floor, Angie. Just add some value to this group. Let's do this. Don't forget.
No, I'm not shy. I used to be shy.
I know you're not. We are all not shy.
Fear. I was the biggest chicken doing Facebook Live. So, you know, I've come a long way. So welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here, and thank you for joining us tonight. And I want to give a shout out. Here's Kim from Kansas. I want to give a shout out to my partner and sister, Naishir. She is tuning in from South Africa, and it's 2:30, really? 2:50 in the morning. So you want to talk about dedication? Wow. Thank you so much for your support. I really, really appreciate it. Really, really. And Danielle is here. So I'm really happy that you're all here. And Velda, nice to meet you. Okay, so All right, let me just ask you this question, and I want you to drop something in the comments here. What would your life look like if you had all the money in the world? What would your life look like? So start typing in the chat box, please, because I would like to, I would like to know that. Okay. Okay, traveling. Eugenie says traveling. I agree. I love to travel. I love to travel. Anybody else? Maybe you just have to. Yeah, let me just keep going. Okay, so, why does vision matter, and why is it important to be connected to your dream? Well, let me just say this. I struggled with this for a long time. I struggled with it. 9 years ago, I was in a very bad place. Let me just share my story because some of you don't know my real story here. So 9 years ago, I was in a very, very bad place. I was going through the throes of a divorce, domestic violence. I had lost my corporate job. I had literally, my savings account was running dry, and I had to do something. I just felt like I reached the bottom of the barrel. I hit rock bottom. And then an epiphany happened. So in May of 2010, I filed my divorce papers, and I made a trip up to Saratoga Springs, New York, where I lived down here for 8 years. So I traveled for the weekend because I just had that vision, I had it in my mind that I wanted to move to Saratoga Springs. And I stayed in a hotel, and I stayed for the weekend. Did some traveling, visited museums, and met some people at a coffee shop downtown. And then you know what I said to myself? I said, I'm going to move here. I am going to do whatever it takes to make the move, and I am not going to let my circumstances define me. I'm not going to let my circumstances weigh me down. I'm no longer going to be the victim of my circumstance, because you know what? Life is too short, And I was very, very passionate. And I just realized that, being separated and being away, from domestic, being away from domestic violence and being, I was literally battered down to the ground, battered down to the ground. And, I remember basically I was living like a gypsy for a year, and I stayed focused on the vision. I didn't let that stop me. Okay. And I had setbacks. I mean, you have no idea, going to court was not easy, but I worked through it. And I set goals for myself, like 3 goals for myself. And my vision was, in 1 year, I am going to move to Saratoga Springs. And guess what happened? On May 11th, actually on April 30th of 2011, I made the move to Saratoga Springs. And on May 11th of 2000, the next month, on May 11th, my divorce became final. And that's a celebration. As a celebration, because I was no longer the victim of domestic violence. I am no longer surviving, I'm thriving. And I am a victor of domestic violence. And because of that experience I went through, that made me a much, much stronger person. So I just want to read something from Doug. Rock bottom is where you build your own launch pad to rocket from, and the path, right? There you go. Doug, you nailed it. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. And there are a lot of people out there who I know who suffer from, have you ever heard of analysis paralysis? Have you ever heard of that? Where they overanalyze, and they say to themselves, this is never going to work out. I'll never be able to travel. Not true, guys. I traveled. I took a sabbatical from work because I just needed to take a break. I see someone wants to come on, so just hold on one second. You know, and I just had it. So I traveled to Los Angeles. I traveled to the West Coast for the first time. I, traveled all over, not to Europe, but basically to the West Coast, because at that time I was involved, with a health and wellness company. So there were a lot of conventions. I rank advanced in my company, and I was traveling all over, living the life. Living the life, So there's a quote that I was listening to a video the other day, and I just want to read this quote. Pain pushes until vision pulls. So what would bring you the most fulfillment, happiness, and joy in your life right now? We all go through it, right? So, what would bring you the most fulfillment, happiness, and joy in your life right now at this very moment? At this very moment. No debt, okay. Financial freedom. There you go. I agree. Financial freedom was huge for me when I was going through my transition, Now let's fast forward to, speaking for myself, what I see. And I'm going to start working on my vision board again because, it's just something that I am going to do. And I visualize myself. All of a sudden, I feel these aha moments and breakthroughs. I just feel all of these changes happening. So I feel breakthroughs are happening for myself. And speaking for myself, what I would like to do is in 1 year, move overseas to Greece. It's either going to be Greece or Italy. And I want to meet my mentor. I want to meet, I want to, reconnect with my family in Greece. I haven't seen them since 1982. Wow. So I definitely want to reconnect. I want to travel to these countries and meet my friends, meet my partners, meet my brothers and sisters, the UK. Mm. That freedom lifestyle is huge for me. That is so huge for me. I am so focused on it. And I know I'm going to accomplish that goal. I know I'm going to do it. So, it's, I think, a lot of this comes down to, the mindset, and we do have challenges in life. And, don't get me wrong. This is not, speaking for myself, I've had a challenging week this week, but I worked through it. So I'm focused on my goals. I'm focused on my vision, and being emotionally connected to that is so crucial. I don't let anything get me down. Oh, I see someone. Hold on one second. So, I see, so I have that vision of being able to travel overseas and to visit my friends. I want to visit Canada and visit Renee. I want to go to South Africa. Mm-hmm. And it's going to happen because I have the vision and mindset, and I'm so emotionally connected to it. As long as you stay focused on your goals and on that vision, you'll accomplish it. No doubt about it. And I will not let my circumstances, I won't, if I could do it 8 years ago, I could do it again. So this is for myself, speaking for myself. This is like a new lease on life for me. I would feel a rebirth. So, I just wanted to share that with everyone. And I also visualize myself being a speaker. I love helping women. I love to empower women, especially women who have come out of domestic violence. And I'm very proud to say in March of this year, I recorded my first podcast video. And I had that vision of doing that, and I did it. Yep. I was interviewed. And it's, my message is, the message is spreading throughout the world, and I'm very, I have a very how can I say this? It's like, you know, the cause is I'm very passionate about, you know, helping women come out of domestic violence. I'm very, very passionate about helping people. And it goes for men too, you know? And I'm not afraid to share my story. I'm not afraid, you know, to be vulnerable. So I'm just, you know, so I'm really, really happy, you know? I'm very happy that you know, that we're all together tonight. And, you know, I'm just very, very happy. So I just want to, so my message here tonight is I just want to give you, all of you, some hope and encouragement, and to start working on your vision. Write down your goals and write down the things that you want to accomplish in life. Set a deadline and do it. And do whatever it takes. Okay? So I think that's, yeah, so Mariana,
Yes, that was beautiful. I want to say thank you, Angie, for sharing your story. I know it wasn't easy, but you've told us so many times. I think you're using it more as like your drive and your force, and not letting it like demean you or anything like that. Because so many ladies out there who are going to domestic violence, or like even worse the condition, even men too, they are still finding it really difficult to share their story. So everyone out there, don't be afraid to share your story, and don't be afraid to take that action, whatever you're visioning. The key thing that Angie mentioned is to be emotionally connected to your vision, which is a powerful thing. It's very strong, because a lot of people can completely forget their vision along the way, a month later, weeks later. And, you know, you can easily get frustrated just because, you know, it becomes like a fade and, you know, as a past thing, but you want to make sure you stay consistent with it. So I want to hop on and introduce the next speaker, Daisha. She will be sharing some tips and strategies of how you can actually be emotionally connected to your vision. And you can apply it not tomorrow, you're going to apply it today. So make sure you're writing notes, you're listening attentively with no distractions. Once again, thank you, Angie, for sharing your value. And yeah, on to the next person. Daisha, let's go.
What's up, guys? How's it going? What's going on? Thanks for being here, guys. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the importance of having a vision board, right? We kind of talked about like you have to be emotionally attached to your vision, which is super important, right? Because just thinking about what we want isn't going to get us what we want. And having a vision board actually gives you that visual representation. So let's get started on here. So first off, before we get started, go ahead and turn on your guys' cameras really quick. I want to ask you guys, I want to know how many people, by a raise of hands, who has done a vision board or who already currently has one. Let me know with a raise of a hand. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 of us, kind of. It looks like someone's a little bit kind of raising their hand halfway. All right, awesome. So at the end, we're going to be giving you guys a really big surprise, so make sure to stay in till the end with that. But the importance of having a vision board. So I want to give you guys 3 things as to why it's so important. So the first thing here is really that it makes you think about what you want, right? And we've already heard from Angie and Victorious about how important it is about thinking about what we want. But the big thing about this is when you're thinking about what you want, it's actually programming your subconscious mind, right? It programs your subconscious mind. So when you're programming your subconscious mind, then that's what makes you act and say certain things and treat people in certain ways, which is what's going to connect you with your vision, right? So it's kind of like brushing our teeth. You can kind of think of it that way. Like when you first start out and you're a kid and people are nagging you, oh, you woke up this morning, did you brush your teeth? Right? Or Danielle, you woke up this morning, did you brush your teeth? What about you, Velda? You woke up this morning, did you brush your teeth? Right? And eventually it just becomes a habit, right? People don't have to tell you to do it anymore because your subconscious mind has already trained that. So it's the same thing with our negative and positive thoughts. If you're consistently thinking in a negative way, what's going to happen? You're going to start acting and treating people in a negative way, which will attract more things to you that are negative. But the same thing goes with your positive. So that's the most amazing thing about it, right? If you start thinking in a positive way and thinking and believing about what you truly want, right, then you're going to naturally be attracted to that vision. So that's number 1. The second thing as to why having a vision board is so important is really because it helps you get clear on your vision, right? Like some people are like, oh yeah, I have this vision to travel the world, but they aren't clear on it, right? Like where do you want to travel, right? Where do you want to go, right? When are you going to be taking these trips? I understand that you want to go over to Florida, you want to go to Greece, you want to go to Africa, you want to go to all these different places, but when are you going to do it? If we don't have a clear vision on what we want, we're never going to be actually able to get there. It's kind of like getting in the car, right? You get in the car, and if you don't have a roadmap or you don't have a destination in mind, you're not going to be able to map out that road, right? Map out the route, because you don't know your destination yet. It's like getting in a car and starting to drive, but you're not going to go anywhere, right? It's the same exact thing. So get very, very clear on what your vision is. And a vision board can help you do this. Why? Because while you're in the middle of putting these pictures together, you start getting excited, you get those feelings running, right? And you have a visual representation. We have so many things going on in our mind on a daily basis, and more things that pile on over and over and over again. So when you have a visual representation as to what you want, you no longer have to store it in your head. It's in front of you, right? So as soon as you walk in the door, or as soon as you wake up and you go in your living room and you see it, you're like, oh, that's my vision. Now I remember, I'm clear on it now. I love it, right? So that's the second thing. The third and final thing, and I always have notes here, right? I always have notes. So the third and final thing is it really keeps you consistent and focused on your dream, right? Consistent and focused, because there's a lot of people that may even get clear on their vision, right? They're like, oh, I'm going to travel to Greece next year. I'm going to make sure that I get there, see my family, do all these amazing things. But then 2 weeks or a month down the road, for some reason, we drop off, right? We start dropping off. And if you're only storing it in your mind, it's a lot easier to do that, right? Because things start popping up. Work gets really hard, or you have to go to a funeral because of a family member, or things at school aren't going good, and you get distracted, right? We all get distracted. It's not a bad thing, right? We all do it. So if you can have a visual representation to be there all the time for you, you don't have to think about all the other things. You're focused on this one thing. It has a specific place for it. So you're able to focus more. You can stay more consistent, because when you start falling off and you see that visual representation, you're going to be like, oh, now I remember what I need to do, right? So that's really it, guys. Just the three things. I mean, it makes you think about what you truly want. It helps you get clear on that vision, and it really helps you stay focused and consistent on your daily goals. So that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the chat box about that. I appreciate you so much. I'm going to go ahead and hand it back over to Rhea here so we can let the next speaker get on here.
Thank you, Daisha, for your short but so packed with value. That was just amazing. Thank you so much. I hope you guys took notes, because it was just clear cut and simplified. Cannot be better than that. So far, this is going really great. I love it. I love it. So having a vision board, like what Daisha says, it just helps you clear your destination. But the missing link is how, like, what action steps should I take to really reach my destination? So since we did mention about the vision board, I'm going to have my next speaker, last but not least, Renee. She's going to show you the know-hows, the to-dos of how to put together a vision board. Not just any vision board, 3D. Because think about it. We are humans. We are living in a 3D environment. Like, the universe is just like that. So we want to make sure that whatever you're putting in together, your collage, your artwork, your pictures, your magazine, whatever it is, it has to be so realistic that when you look at it every day, like what Daisha says, you just smile. Like, every time you look at it, it just makes you feel good. And you want that. You really want that. So my dear friend, Renee, is going to make sure to teach you how to do that. Renee, take the floor.
Hi, everybody. How are you tonight? Thank you so much for tuning in. All right. So as Rhea said, we do live in a 3D world. So our vision board should really reflect the reality that we want to live in. And, you know, in order to build a 3D board, a vision board, I'm going to show you some really beneficial tips and tricks, and just some of the best ways that you can use to build a really good, efficient vision board to help you achieve your goals and dreams. Okay, so I'm just gonna start first by telling you an example of how incredibly real and efficient having a vision is, and having visualization aids like vision boards. So I just want to tell you that ever since I was just a little girl, I always envisioned having a beach house. I really wanted to live the slow, laid back island style life with a beach house, beautiful ocean and the birds. I mean, I could close my eyes. I've always been really good at visualizing. I remember closing my eyes and just smelling it, smelling the smell of the salt air and hearing the crashes of the waves on the coast, feeling the sand in my feet, listening to the birds. Is really something that was honestly in my heart that I really wanted. This is the kind of life that I wanted to live. And, you know, I focused on it for such a long time. And I didn't really do things like, I will bring in this to fruition, you know, this is what I'm going to do to make it happen. I just sort of just visualized it without making any conscious effort to make it actually happen. I was just a little girl. Well, as it happens, a couple of years ago, my husband's uncle, unfortunately, he went in the hospital, and I'll spare you the details, but he didn't come out of the hospital. But he had a home that went up for auction, and my husband and I put a bid on the home. We were going to rebuild it as a summer home, and we went out to see the home and see what we had to do with it and fill out some paperwork and stuff. We won the auction, and when we went out, guess what it was? It was a beach house.
What?
It was a beach house on the property that I had envisioned, overlooking the ocean, overlooking hills, overlooking the coastline, a beautiful beach, one of the most beautiful beaches on this island that I live on. And, you know, I went down to the beach and I could feel that sand that I felt under my feet. I could smell the salt air. I could hear the crashes of the waves. I listened to the birds. I visualized it into my reality. So visualization is very strong. It's very real. And if you use it the right way, you can absolutely bring your dreams into your reality. So tonight I'm going to show you different ways to do that, okay? So we're going to start with some features to be aware of before you even start to build your vision board. So before you start, you should always just start to look inward and imagine daily, think about and visualize your biggest desires, the ones that are really true to your heart, the ones that you really resonate with, because they're the ones that create the most emotion, and emotion is an extremely powerful way to attract what you want into your life. So just make sure that what you are feeling, the emotions that you focus on, are good emotions, and they're focused on things that you want, so that you don't attract the things that you don't want. Okay, so don't attract don't think about negative emotions too much. Focus on positive emotions and positive things that you want that create positive emotions in you. And you know, as Daisha mentioned, only visualize and focus about things that are put in your heart by you and by your source of power, okay? Not by society and not by other people. Don't try to build a vision board or build a vision or dream based on what other people want for you or other people told you should be acceptable to you, because the law of attraction will undoubtedly give you the things that are in your head that other people put in your head and in your heart that you think are acceptable to you, but they're not. Maybe they're probably not matched up and corresponding with your purpose in life and your true desires. So always look inward and really take some time to think about what you really want for your life. All right, so use images, and I'm talking about actual cutouts for your vision board. Use images of things that your heart and soul really resonate with, and that you can serve yourself and others with, because you know, serving others with is received by the universe and rewarded tenfold, and you'll just bring into fruition things so much faster and so much heavier if they're things that you can serve others with. So the things that you get more emotional attachment with, use those on your vision board, okay? And you'll get more like I said, you'll get more power from those images, more emotional power, and emotional power will attract those things to you faster. The more emotional power that you have attached to that image. The second thing that you should have before you create your vision board is to be clear about the type of vision that you actually have, and create a vision board that is in alignment with the type of vision board that suits you best. So say if you are not really sure about what you want in detail, but you do know that you're in a situation that you want to change, or there's something broad that you want to attract to your life, but you're not sure exactly how or what that is in detail. Create a vision board that is basically called the opening and allowing vision board. So it's just a general vision board of general items, and as you visualize and use your board, you will become more clear about the little tasks and the little details that will bring that vision into reality for you. The second one is situations like if you know what you want and how to get it, and you just need a little bit of motivation to get it, create a vision board that is called a specific desire, or what I call a specific desire vision board. So you know exactly what you want, right down to the detail, right down to the last scene, but you're having trouble with motivation. Well, I'll speak about some ways that you can keep some motivation later on, but just add a lot of detail into your vision board, and I'll show you how to motivate yourself. The third type of vision board is called a themed vision board. So if you have a specific situation that you're trying to bring into your reality, like let's say a wedding or a birthday or a retirement or a vacation or some other meaningful situation or event that you just want it to be perfect. You want every little detail to be great, and that would be a themed vision board. So what you do is you just basically cut out and paste onto your vision board images that are directly related to that theme, and be as detailed as possible to attract exactly what you want. So let's move on to supplies. So for the supplies, there are many, many resources that you can use to get your images. You can use magazines, internet images. You can use pamphlets, newspapers, books, the web, photos, journals. If you're using a photo, make sure it's printed out on really good quality paper, and the photo is taken like as professionally as possible. Like, make sure that it's in good lighting, and there's no blurriness or shading or shadowing or anything like that, because you don't want your vision is not shaded or blurred, and you don't want to live a life of that's the opposite of clarity. You want clarity, and you want a good quality vision. So your vision board should reflect that, especially when you're bringing something into fruition, especially when you need it to serve you later in life. And like I said earlier, if you want to serve others with that, just make sure that your vision board is very clear. You also need small scissors with a quality blade and cushioned handle. So, because if you're using a really, really big pair of scissors, like those kind of scissors sometimes that you see in the cutting, the knife sets that you get, cutlery sets, you see really big pair of scissors. They tend to be heavy and bulky, and they tend to be hard as well. Like, they tend to be the same material as the knife handles. So what you want to do is try to get a pair of scissors that's very small and a very thin, accurate cutting blade, and lightweight, and a very light, small handle. Because with a big scissors, it's kind of awkward to use, and you can't really get a very accurate cut. You might cut into your picture, or you might not be able to get into your picture close enough, and there might be other parts of the original picture left, and you don't want that. So use a good small pair of scissors with a thin blade and a good quality blade that can cut easily. And the other thing about the big scissors is that you'll get tired after a while of using those because it's just so hard to do, and you might end up losing motivation and just from then on put in a half-hearted attempt or not even finish it at all. So you don't want that to happen. So make sure you use the small scissors, okay? So another thing is the cutout itself. You can use anything you want really, but a good thing to use is images, quotes, letters, numbers, images that camouflage with others to like all the other pictures, and they should be from the same color family relatively, so that when you put them all together, they should have a nice flow, and they just create a whole, almost like it looks like it's just one picture. They should have a nice flow, and use your cutouts to eliminate lines. So say if you're cutting out a square picture and you're posting it on your board, and then you post another square picture next to it, and so your board, the first layer looks like just say 6 pictures in a row. You're going to have horizontal and vertical lines, so you need to cover those up because you need your picture to have good flow, and you need it to look real in order to help you bring it into reality. It needs to look real. It has to have that 3D look, right? The realistic look. So eliminate your lines by putting letters or numbers or smaller images over it, and they should be images that kind of camouflage or correlate with that particular picture. And we'll show you an example of that at the end and in another presentation that we're having coming up soon. And I can show you a picture of it later as well if you ask me. So yeah, it gives it a more realistic look, and it just gives it more flow, and it's more aesthetic. It's easier to look at. And a good quality glue stick. You need good quality glue stick. Now, some people argue that they like, some people prefer like what do they call thumbtacks? And I've seen people use staples and tape also, but I don't like to use any of those because it's visible. You can see it, and it just takes away from the appeal of the board. I like to use a good quality glue stick because you can just kind of rub it all on the back of the picture and just stick it on, and you don't see it. You don't see how it just looks like it just belongs there. And a good glue stick, you can get them in bigger sizes, big sizes, small sizes, it doesn't matter. The bigger sizes are obviously more useful and time efficient for bigger pictures, and the smaller glue stick is good for little pictures because you don't want to get glue on the outside of your image while you're pasting it onto your vision board. The reason why I don't like the other options is because, like thumbtacks, you can see it, and it creates holes in the paper, and if you later want to take that paper out and move it around a little bit, there's going to be holes left in your images. So you don't want holes in your images, obviously. Also, like liquid glue, I've seen people try to use liquid glue, and liquid glue tends to drip as it dries. So you have to lay your picture flat, which may be an inconvenience. You also tend to get like dog ears because the liquid glue doesn't go all over the back of the image unless you work really hard to do it, but still I find you get dog ears after a while. And also you tend to get wrinkles and bubbles as your image is drying. It kind of rises and dips in different places, and you end up with peaks and valleys in your little image, and wrinkles and stretches. So I definitely recommend a good quality glue stick. They're cheap and they're easy to use, so definitely go with the glue stick. The letters and numbers can be used for like motivational quotes and affirmations that connect you to your dream. And, it gives it power because you're putting it in action. So when you look at your vision board, you're looking at an affirmational or a motivational or inspirational quote or number that means something significant to you. And as you're reading it, you're at the same time you're visualizing with your vision board, you're also doing an affirmation, and those two things brought hand in hand have just a much more powerful effect. What I like to do, and I'm going to be working on this in my new vision board, is I'm going to be pasting I am into near the middle of my vision board, so that it's just right there, and I can say I am this vision right here, I am this vision right here. I'm just like I am affirmations. And it's just, you know, you can apply it to every part of your vision board, and it just helps it make more believable for you. It helps you with your confidence and your belief, and it's just, and it looks really nice. So, you know, affirmations connect you with your goals and your future, and they help you believe in yourself and have faith and in the process, and confidence in yourself and in the process, and it just helps you attract better what you want. Another thing that I like to do is to use actual textures, like say if you have a picture of a beach like I do. What I did was I took tiny little shells that were lightweight, so they wouldn't fall off my board, and very lightweight, and I just stuck them right on the beach. Or like if you have if you want a certain car with a leather interior, you can get a piece of leather somewhere, and I'll show you some of my pics later. But when what was I saying? Oh, the leather. When you put the leather on the picture of the car, you can actually just touch it and get the feeling for it, and you can actually feel what it looks like, or feel what it feels like to have that car, because there's this thing called energy transference, and when you can actually physically feel something, you can feel yourself in that car, you can feel the shells and feel yourself on that beach, and you get that energy transference from that object, and it just it works with the law of attraction to bring that power into your vision board and bring your visions into reality much faster and much more powerfully. So another thing that I do a lot is I journal, and what you can do with a vision board is you can actually pair it with your journal. So keep your journal close by and write in every success and every revelation and every attitude that you see change within yourself, everything that you witness changing within yourself. Journal it and keep it next to your vision board. And when you look at your journal and you compare it to your vision board, you can actually see how far you're coming and how much progress you've made. And as you reach more goals, update them in your journal and update them on your board so that you can see the realness of the changes, and you know, you can actually see the effectiveness of your board. So also see how your vision changes over time as well. Your board will evolve with you, and your journaling will evolve with you as your dreams come true, your goals come true, as you reach you know, different pinnacles of success, and you evolve personally. Your vision board will change with you. So, you know, don't be afraid to take away or add things, because if something falls out of alignment with you, if you no longer resonate with whatever that image is for whatever reason, just take it off and update it with something that you're more in alignment with, because you want to keep it real and you want to attract things that you're in alignment with. So what else can I say? Oh, I should say, to start your vision board, cut your pictures as close as possible to the edge of the item, so nothing else from the original picture is showing, because it just, you know, if you have, say you're cutting out a picture of a car from, I don't know, a picture that's like in the forest or on a road or something. So you don't want pictures of the road or the forest around the car, because it looks amateur and it doesn't look like, it takes away from the flow from the rest of the pictures, because like I said before, your pictures should camouflage with the rest of the overall image. So say if you have an image of I don't know, image of a beach on on your vision board and you want to put a car on your beach, on some beaches you can drive right onto. So if you want to experience that, don't put a picture of a car on your beach that has like trees and roads around it because it doesn't, right? It doesn't belong in that picture. So make sure that you take care in cutting out very precisely your pictures, so make it look like they belong in the pictures underneath them. And that works with that comes into depth, which I'll cover in a minute. So let me see, organize your board until you get it the way that you look. So before you start pasting, make sure you have all your images cut out really well, and just lay them on your board and move them around until you're happy with the way it looks. And once you're happy with the way it looks, then you can start pasting, because you don't want to end up with the board that you're not happy with at the end, because that's a whole lot of work and probably a whole lot of money to start over. And that just, it's demotivating. So you know, you want to get it right the first time. Be Mike Holmes and do it right the first time. So make sure that you give yourself also enough chunk of time to complete the board, because you know, if you're having a lot of distractions, or if you're feeling rushed, then it's just going to end up to be a half-hearted attempt, and you may lose motivation and may not even finish it. So make sure that you you know, cut out a chunk of time to actually give yourself to work on the board, and to take your time and embrace the process and really enjoy it. Okay, because when you embrace the process, you're attracting that energy that you need from your board and from the universe to put into your board. You need that energy. So you really want to be able to enjoy that process and embrace the creative process, the energies that come from that. And also, if you need a break, just take a break and come back when you've had a sufficient breather, because you don't, like I said, you want to stay motivated. It does take some time to do. It is some work. It's really fun. It's really enjoyable, and it's actually, I find it very therapeutic. And you know, it's fun to put in a vision on paper and make it real, to be able to see the future that you want. That's very therapeutic. So allow yourself enough time to enjoy that experience. And the breaks that you need will, you know, will help creative process, and it'll help get you the results that you want from your vision board, both physically and in the future as you're attracting things. Now, layering is important because you want to cover your lines. You're going to have horizontal and vertical lines, as I mentioned before. So make sure you cover your lines really well. I like to use little quotes that are in resonance with what I have on my board. So you can go down the line with a quote or across it, or you can use, like I said, what else did I say? Textures, or what else did I say? I can't even remember what I used now. Textures, affirmational quotes, numbers and letters, and make up your own quotes that have significance for you, and you know, things that help you feel motivated and inspired, and help you attract things. And layering is important because the more layers that you put on your vision board, the more it gives it depth. So actually what I would do is to avoid busyness, because you don't want to be overwhelmed by your board either, and because that results in like a sense of unclarity, and busyness is just like, it's instead of being therapeutic, it creates stress. So make sure that you keep the process of therapy, and you got to be able to enjoy your board. Looking at your board, you want to be motivated by it. So make sure that you keep it simple. But layering is something that you can do to increase the effectiveness and the depth of it without making it busy. So what you do is you take a picture that already has some 3D effect to it, like a picture of some water with trees behind it, and the trees might have a mountain behind it. It already has a 3D effect built into it, and you can layer that picture with putting, say, a picture of a plane in the sky. And you know, I'll be able to show you that more in detail as we show you pictures of our vision boards in the group and whatnot. But I hope you understand what I'm saying, but the layering gives it that much more of like a realness. And when you see something that you feel is really real, your subconscious picks up on that and you believe it's real. And it gives you that ability to believe in your vision board and believe in your vision and say, look at this, like I can really do this. This is, I believe that I can do this. And that's the whole point of it. Your vision board, you need to believe in yourself and believe that whatever is on that vision board, it doesn't matter whatever is on that vision board, it doesn't matter if it's like alien life form. you can make it happen if it's truly in your heart and it's within your purpose as a person to make real. You can do it. So using your vision board, okay? So there's actually a specific way to and not to use your vision board. You don't just look at it a couple of times a week and go on. It's not an art piece. It's your vision, and it's a part of your business. It's a part of your journey. It's a part of you. It's part of who you are and how you belong to the universe and how you're going to serve people. It's has great importance. It's not just something you bought and stuck on a wall. It has great importance. So, attach importance to your vision board because it's a reflection of who you are and what your purpose is. So in order to use your vision board effectively, put it in a place where you see it all the time, and you should put it in a place where you don't have to make any effort to see it. It's just there and you're going to see it effortlessly. And one thing to do that, way to do that, sorry, is to say put it next to your bed on your wall, and you can see it as soon as you wake up first thing in the morning, or and also first thing or the last thing you see when you go to bed at night. And those are really good times to actually use your vision board, because in the morning you're rested and you're recharged and your mind is clear for the first few minutes anyway. And that's a really good time to look at your visual board and have clear thoughts about it, because you're open to receiving positive emotion and ability to visualize things better early in the morning. And at night, it's good to look at your vision board for a few minutes in the night before you go to sleep, because your subconscious is thinking about what you think about on the surface as you fall asleep. So it gives you the ability to think and dream about the things that you're focusing on, your goals and your dreams, and things that you want to bring into reality. And that leaks in your subconscious, and it's just like has this effect of making your subconscious believe that it's real and that you can do it. So after a while, if you're not feeling success, just check your images to see if they actually still resonate with you. And if they don't, like I said earlier, just take them out and replace them with something that is in more alignment with you, in that current era in your life. So if you're not taking action, if you're not motivated, if you're not believing yourself, all those things, I would strongly suggest doing some personal development. And your personal development work will help you believe in yourself and believe in your cause and your purpose, and it will just help your vision board will aid that. Your vision board will act as an aid for that. So they go very well hand in hand. And just practice visualizing for longer periods of time if you're feeling demotivated, and like I said, if you're just not feeling your success is coming to you quick enough. Just spend more time with your vision board and focus on it more and more in more detail and with less distractions. And your vision board should actually be in a place that is relevant to the theme of the vision board. So say if your vision board is like mine, where it's like a nice, peaceful, quiet, tranquil setting on a beach in a tropical area, then your vision board should be in a nice, quiet, eerie, place where you feel like you get that tranquility that you're trying to receive more of. So I have mine hung up in, I'm not going to show you, but I have mine hung up in my my bathroom in my master suite in my bedroom, because that's where I go early in the morning. I sit in my bathtub for a few minutes, or I do my mirror work, and it's right there, and I can just spend some time with it, some quality undisturbed time with it. If you're in an office setting and you have a vision board for your coworkers or your team, you can have a vision board set up right in your office, so that people who are, coworkers or team members who are coming back and forth, they can also look at the vision board and use it. And that's really good, because if your vision board is serving an entire team of people, then it helps keep your objectives and your goals as one. And it helps unite the team, and you get, the motivation from it to work as a team and to make those goals happen. So some tidbits. You can actually Photoshop yourself into your pictures. That's a new thing. And of course, I mean, you can just imagine how real it looks to see yourself on your vision board. So that's a cute little trick that you can use. I haven't done it yet, but I'm planning on doing it. I think I'm going to put myself doing a yoga move on a beach in my vision board. You want to see yourself in your vision, right? You definitely want to see yourself in your vision, and that just helps your subconscious believe that it already actually is in your reality, and the law of attraction is just waiting to make it happen for you. Make sure that it's somewhere where you'll see it effortlessly. I just said that. Also do a vision board with like-minded people who will support your goals, right? If you're in network marketing or online or offline marketing, and you have a team of people who are reaching this sort of goal, or maybe you have different goals, but you're like-minded people who understand personal development, understand spirituality, understand a particular struggle or a particular goal, share the fun of creating a vision board with those people and do it together. It just creates a more powerful emotion, because people who are like-minded just tend to enjoy things together and bring more. When you're together and you're focusing on those thoughts and those ambitions and goals together, and you're speaking them into your reality, especially with other people, and putting it out there, the law of attraction is picking that up and it's just bringing it back to you. So make sure that if you can, do it with a team of people. That's why having vision board parties is important, because you can do it together and you can help each other bring it into your reality. And it's fun. It's just fun. You get to be social, and you get to be around people who are like-minded, and that's really enjoyable. So also do a vision board with your child. I can do a session with anybody who wants to about doing vision board with your child. There are a lot of benefits for your child and for you in it. You get to know yourself. You get to know your child, inwardly. Your child gets to know more about you, things that you might not ordinarily speak of together. And you get to see your child's dreams and goals, and they get to see yours, and you get to bond over that. There's a whole section of that I could go over. I won't tonight. That's just a little tidbit of advice I got for you right now. Doing vision boards with children it's a really nice bonding experience, and you get to learn a lot about each other. But definitely consult me about that before you do it, because I'm in child development, so I can tell you the do's and don'ts of doing an effective vision board, okay, for everybody's well-being. Use 3D images if possible. It's not always possible, but use 3D images if it's possible, like holograms, that sort of thing. That's a cute little thing if you can get a hold of something like that and move around, it moves with you. And if you're somebody who travels a lot and you don't have the opportunity to wake up and see your vision board or go to bed with your vision board every single night, a good idea is to when you're taking the copies, say if you're printing copies off or cutting them out, the best thing to do in this situation is to cut them or print them. Print out several copies of the same image because, well, for one thing, if something happens to the image while you're cutting or pasting it, then you have another backup. But even if that doesn't happen, save your leftover duplicate images, because you can actually create what I call a mobile mobile vision board. And so you can create exactly the same vision board that you have on your regular one, your big one. You can create the same one in a smaller dimensions, and you can carry it with you. You can travel it with you. So you can put it on like an 8x10 or 11x12 piece of paper, or you can keep it in your journal, or you can even have it as a digital copy, or take a picture of it and download it on your computer, or make a digital copy of it and have it as your screensaver on your laptop. You can carry it around with you, or your phone's background on your phone. Or so a mobile vision board that reflects the same thing, or something else that you're wishing for as your bigger board. You can just take it with you, and you can protect it with some sort of laminating material, or even just something as a sheet protector. Or you can take it, or you can even take, it doesn't have as much effect, I don't think, but you can take a picture of it and bring it with you. There's lots of ways that you can bring things with you. So it's good to have a mobile vision board with you, so you can, no matter where you are, you can keep up with your visualization every night and every day. So I think that covers pretty much what I have to say. But whatever is on your board, whatever is in your heart, whatever's in your soul, whatever you resonate with, just remember that dreams and goals and success, they don't happen overnight. They take time. They take a little bit of time for some people. They take a lot of time for some people, and that's okay. Everybody has their own timeline, and you have to respect that. You have to honor, remember, and respect that for you. Okay, this is something that's for you. So remember that it takes time. You're not going to do a vision board and see everything appear in your lap the next day. It just doesn't happen like that, right? It takes work. It takes dedication. It takes confidence, self-belief. Do your inner work, do your mirror work, do your journaling, do your visualization, your meditation, your affirmations, do all of those things. They're all important. They go hand in hand. And when they're brought in as accessories to your vision board, it just makes it more enjoyable, for one thing. But the other thing, it brings it so much more power to your vision board, and it brings things to you quicker, and in speedier style, and with more impact. So just remember to believe in yourself and believe in your vision board, and everything that's in your heart is already yours, and you just have to work and be dedicated to yourself to make it happen. So good luck with it.
Oh my God, thank you, Renee. That was very well detailed and so well explained. I hope all of you took some notes. If you don't know, this is a really good superwoman. She is a mom of 3 kids. So imagine having all that knowledge, personal development, and like vision board detailing, layering. She really put her heart and soul into sharing this value to you all. So wow, I give you a round of applause, Renee, Daisha, Angie, and Victoria. She actually just hopped on, surprisingly. So this was pretty good. Actually, funny enough, I did find a 3D vision board. It's surprisingly on Mentors. So I'm going to share my screen. And hopefully, so you guys can get a clear understanding of what Renee was talking about. Okay. Okay, my bad. Okay. That's weird. Did it like unshare my screen?
No, I don't know what happened. I had to mute someone, so.
So that it probably just, okay. Oh, wow. I have to like find my Gmail. It's here. This is interrupting me. But I really found it. It was like on my... Okay, I know what to do. Let's do this. Just bear with me for a little bit. Oh no, it's not here.
Rhea, I have one for you here on my screen if you need me to.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Actually, no, I found this right here. Okay.
Got it? Cool.
I just wasn't sure if I was able to like go through everything. Okay. Yep, this picture right here. Let me just. What? That's strange. Yeah, this is the one. Okay. I just wanted the vision board. Yeah, so this is what I found. I hope everyone can see this. Can you guys see this? Okay, so like what Renee was talking about, the layering and pasting like actual 3D pictures from magazines or Photoshop, so like different photos, whatever it may be. And you have to cut it out in a way that it like pops up in your face, so it's as realistic as possible. And you want to make sure like your vision board has like specific things that you want in the near future. So I think I'm into ones like a new car, a new house, and all these fancy things. And the way he layered it just kind of was more like fluid. As you can see, it doesn't look as one is just more outgoing than the other. It just fits together like a glove. So that's literally like what Renee was explaining. This is just like a imagery of that. Yeah, so I wanted to show you that picture. I can just stop sharing this. I hope everyone has seen it.
Yeah, that's a great example. That's exactly what I was talking about.
Found it. Got your back. Got your back. So many things I also learned from Renee. You were talking about journaling along with your vision board. Never even heard of that, which is really new. I hope you guys give that a try. And what else? I wrote down. The one important thing she did state was to do your vision board with like-minded people. And we do have a surprise at the end. But Renee was our last speaker. I want to say thank you for those who came to watch our webinar. I thank you, Angie, Daisha, Renee, for giving, just having us have this time and space to really share some value to everyone here. So let me just give a shout out to those who hopped on. Velda, Eugene, I hope I can see everyone else. Doug, Kim, Velda, Yashire, and this is Victoria. She hopped on too. You guys are awesome. And for those who be watching this on a replay, do reach out to each and every one of us, whoever invited you to this webinar, and just, share your testimony, share your thoughts and, ideas of what you thought about the webinar, what were your aha moments, and would you love to know more about it? And tell us when you're actually going to start creating your vision board, because it is really, truly important, as Angie and Daisha explained, the importance of having a vision. And for that to be more realistic, it's best to create it physically with your hand, a vision board. So for those who have stayed until this webinar, we have something super amazing, super special for you. So we'll
say something. Hello.
Hi.
I would like to say something. Is it all right?
Yes. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you for adding me, Angeli. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like what is happening here. And the topic that we were discussing right now, I can relate to so many points that you guys were mentioning. Angeline, I think the attraction was because we have the similar kind of stuff that we went through, abusive marriages and stuff like that, But let's not give up hope. As all the speakers said, that spoke earlier on, that You need to have a vision. And if you don't have a vision, then you don't see yourself like in 2 or 3 years time to come, you know. So we should break out of our shells that we are in.
Mm-hmm.
I use this thing as an egg, if you can see it,
Yep.
you know, and if you see yourself ending your life in this stage, because beyond this egg there is life again. You understand? This
Mm-hmm.
egg can serve for one person. It's a meal maybe for one person. But if you get a chicken out of this egg, you can feed the whole family. You understand? And the experience that I had also, you know, uh, going through this abusive life, and I told myself, this wasn't my vision. This
Mm-hmm.
wasn't part of my plan when I wanted to get married. You know, we all want this happy relationship. But along this line, they come bends, you know. When you travel, like through a tunnel, you know you're going to get out somewhere at the other side. Sometimes we don't see the light,
Yeah, we don't.
but it doesn't mean that we should give up on our dreams and our vision,
Amen.
because at the stage you're just going around and there's a bend in the road that you are traveling on.
Mm.
But you know the distance uh, to get to your goal that you set aside for you, it is faster to get to the front than turning around and go back again when you started from. If I can use our late President Mandela, you know, something bad happened to him. He went to prison for 27 years, and that didn't give up his vision that he had. You
Yeah,
know, and
exactly.
after those 27 years, he still came out of prison and he came to live his vision and his dream that he had for us, the South Africans, to have that freedom, you know. And I want to encourage each and every woman tonight, never give up on your dream. You know, if you want to be in a shell like this, and there's substance inside of this egg. And I take myself as this thing, and inside of this egg, there's something that needs to hatch. And inside of each and every one of us, there's something that has to come forth. You understand? And this is not just the end product of you, where you are at, ladies. It's not the end product that, that other people see you, because where you are at now, it's not your final destination.
Mm.
You have so much more inside of you. And sometimes our emotions become our enemies. What is inside of us become our enemy to us reaching for our goals. You get anger that is coming from inside, not from outside. It
Yeah,
comes from
yeah,
inside
you're right.
out and it's destroying us. Bitterness is an enemy of yourself.
Mm.
So let us stand together as a nation, different kind of countries and lands. You know, women with different emotions. You know, I talked to somebody like earlier yesterday, because I'm in a new day now. I woke up early because with achievement comes responsibility. You
So,
understand?
yeah, I
It
understand.
comes with, yes. So never give up on your dreams. You know, I told myself and some other people, you know, there's meals that can't go without one ingredient, and that is salt. Nothing that you prepare goes without salt. But all the different spices, when you combine it, it makes a nice and lovely taste in the meal. And that is why we are here this morning. Each and every one of us has your individual taste, but together we can change a nation. I want to wish all of you guys a best of luck for the future, and make you reach your dream right from South Africa throughout the world. Stay thumbs up, ladies. Love you guys.
Wow, wow, wow. Woo! Yeah,
And that is my start. Yes, this is my shout out. And my vision is to come over there and visit each one of you and have a holiday with my family. I am a mommy with 3 kids, and divorced, and I'm staying alone with my kids now.
Oh, wow.
Because sometimes you hold on to a marriage that God didn't want it for you, but because we don't want to wait, and now we take like people that was never in God's plan for us. You understand? Sometimes that is why marriages doesn't work out. We jump the gun. We want to go in front of God and just do what we feel at the moment it's right. But stay strong, all of you who are in this group tonight. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your story and just sharing that like powerful message out there. Can we all give her a round of applause? Wow. Wow. Thank you.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness.
Wow. That was very emotional. Very emotional.
I know.
Wow. I know who was crying.
I didn't mean to make you cry.
It's okay.
You know what? You know what is good of something bad that is happening to us? It is like it takes you through a school. Life teaches us to be a testimony or to give some. You know, I was raped twice in my younger stage of my life. I was angry at the time, you know. But now when I look back now and I said to God, thank you for this bad thing that happened twice with me years back when I was still a little girl. But today I can be an encouragement to somebody who's going through that pain. You know, take your mess and turn it into a message, and things will work out for us. Even if it's a bad thing, don't give up when something bad happens to you. But seeing as God is training us, you know, we don't understand it then when we go through all this stuff. But later in life, you will look back and say, thank you, God, that you took me through this so I can help other people. I'm working with people in community. I'm not working. I'm unemployed. But but God is providing for me every day. I'm running as MPO, um, and we don't know where's the next meal going to come from, serving the hungry people. But it never gives me up living my dream to do good, even to those that have less than me. And the little that I have, I share it. And God is enlarging my territory every day. There's something to eat. And I say thank you to God that He's giving me that boldness to stand even when the storm comes and you want to go and knock me down. I just get back up and continue forward. Your eyes must be on your vision. Thank you, ladies. I will never stop if you don't stop me.
No, I want to say thank you again for sharing your message. And I feel like you have so much to say. There's so much story. There's so much lessons that we can learn from your story and your experience. I'm not sure if you're part of our Facebook group chat, the Superwoman Mindset. And we would love for you to join our group and share your story, because that is our movement. That is the reason why we do these value-based webinars. Me, Renee, Angie, Daisha, Victorious, and our other team members, Jennifer and Katyani, we are like women from different walks of life, different professions, different age groups, different background and lifestyle. But our differences didn't stop us from uniting and formulating this Superwoman group, because we notice how like a lot of females out there are degrading each other, demotivating one another. They don't have that support, but they don't have like someone to talk to, someone to like bring them up back in their feet, someone to push them to like another level to be their best self. So that is our aim as Superwomen. That is our aim for our webinars. That is why we put in our hard work and sweat to provide so much value and content to you ladies. You are our drive. You are our vision. We envision a strong, powerful, like female tribe in the world globally. And we're not going to stop until, you know, it's going to happen. Now we are inspiring 10 people here, even those are our males who are like supporting us. You can share this message to your female like relatives and friends and so forth. Because this is definitely a movement that we've all started together, and not only just me, I can actually speak on behalf of my teammates. Like, we really love doing this, and it's very fulfilling because we don't want to keep our story. We want to touch as many lives as possible. So thank you so much, Nyasha, for sharing your story. That is a brave move. Like our mentor says, the first move in anything you want to do is to step into leadership. And so many women out there are not having that capability of doing so, but which is why we have our Facebook group. So that'll be your platform, your incubator to make sure that happens. So without further ado, it's 10 o'clock right now in the United States. I believe it should be AM in other countries right now. Make sure. Yeah, so for those, I just want to share like our bonus. So for those who are like unmuted, please just, mute yourself. And then I share the bonus with you all and just do my final thanks. And we'll have like my few ladies who just share like, their farewells or like whatever's short messages they want to leave before we end this webinar. So the special bonus that we'll be having for all those who stayed until the end of the webinar, if you are part of our Facebook group, it's a free group, but it's just full of value. It's called Superwoman Mindset. For those who invite you in the webinar, get back to them and they'll let you know about it, and then you'll be a part of our group, a part of this movement. We want to make sure we touch as many lives as possible. So then the reason why we had to touch base the topic, what is your vision and the importance of it, and especially like working your way towards it, of structuring a vision board, is we want you guys, we're inviting all of you and also other female supporters and groups to do a vision board party. Like what Renee said, it's the best way to do a vision board, to put it together and construct it in like one beautiful piece, is to do it with other people, other like-minded people. So sorry for the men out there who did support us, but I believe it will be open to like anyone. It doesn't have to be man or female, but we're gonna be doing another Zoom.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing it on Zoom, so anyone can join.
Yeah, exactly. Anyone will be joining. So we'll be having it, I believe it's tomorrow, right? 8:30, Deja? Angie?
Saturday.
Oh, yeah, Saturday, my bad. Yes. So it's going to happen on Saturday at 8:30 p.m. You guys are all welcome, and I hope you are taking notes. I hope you're listening to every single message out there. But in preparation for the vision board party, which will be happening via Zoom again, please make sure you have your supplies, have your photos, have your pictures, whatever it may be. Make sure you have your art knife cutter, like what Renee was explaining, or like your pair of scissors. I have my own. So I'm almost there. Make sure you even have like your white poster board, so that would be like your actual board, and then you like paste your photos and stuff like that. We'll be working together live and basically constructing our vision board from scratch, and like just helping each other, giving like little tips here and there. And hopefully it will take maybe an hour. We're not really sure 100% because it's going to be a party, so there's not really going to be any lack of time. So we just want to make sure that's fun as possible and very much enjoyable. So that's it for today for our webinar. I'm really glad you guys took the time to actually hop on, and yeah, we really truly appreciate it. So my dear friends, do you have any final messages before we hop off?
I want to thank Daisha for having me on here today, and all of you guys. You guys are amazing. Nyashir, oh man, you're an inspiration. I'm here as well, in part due to my mom's, who passed away from cancer in 2008 while I was in the Army. And part of my first vision was to get me back into health, because she died from cancer and I was suffering from that as well. And then I was in a marriage that went sour, and I became homeless. And through that part of my homelessness, I lost everything, all my insurance, everything that can possibly get me better as I believed. but it was far from that, because everything that I was taught to achieve from when I was a kid was in me. So based on what Nyashir was saying about the egg, sometimes we're so focused on looking forward and doing everything so fast that all we have to do is take a step back, turn around, and in the human body, we see the skull, the dome, the crown, the 33rd vertebrae of the spinal cord. That's the top, right? That's actually where God's throne is at. So if you can turn around and take a moment and look back, you can find yourself, and your spirit is the greatest thing that can ever touch your life in moments of crisis, in moments of triumph, whatever it may be. And
awesome.
I wanna thank you for having me on here today.
Dude, of course. Thanks for jumping on. And I hope that you can come to the vision board party if everyone's good with that, of course, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome, man. Cool. So I'm typing up a PDF for everyone right now. So if you guys want a PDF of kind of just a layout of the supplies that you guys can get before the vision board, go ahead and message me. I'll go ahead and send that over to you guys. And yeah, I'm just super excited for you guys on the vision board party. It's going to be awesome.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm looking forward to it.
Stop doing that. Yeah, I was just too excited. Yeah.
Oh, we have to take a group picture.
Oh my God, yes. We always have this like tradition where we take group pictures at the end of the webinar. So
yeah,
that's what you guys get for
make sure your camera's on.
Make sure your camera's on.
Oh, Eugene, she's at the gym.
Eugenie.
Oh wow.
She's at the gym. Wow. Oh, there she is.
Superwoman over there.
At the gym.
Right, so are you ready?
Wow.
Big smiles. One more. Perfect. Perfect. Woo! Woo! Inspired tonight.
Really was. Oh my God. What am I saying?
Tell your story.
Give yourself a pat on the back, guys. The fact that you showed up.
I wanted to say that. I was about to say that.
I know.
You were very inspiring too, Angeline. Oh man, your story was awesome.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. I got to hop off here, so I appreciate everyone for coming here. I will see you guys on Saturday, and message me for that PDF.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
Don't forget to
Good night, everybody. I have another Zoom call and some other stuff. This is Belda.
Wow.
Have fun.
Belda,
see you later.
This is so much fun. Oh my goodness.
Let's not forget to stop the recording and then make sure we have our replays to send out to others who couldn't make it. Yeah, but this webinar was very good.
Thank you. I'm gonna
Thank you guys for having me.
Of course, thank you.
Thank you.